We're talking all things food, cuisines and recipes and traditions, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love food, right?
I know, it's making me hungry just thinking about it. But, our listeners, they shared a ton of thoughts with us on this topic.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a great conversation today.
Absolutely. Food is one of those universal things that everyone can relate to.
So true, so true. It's like a common language,
Yeah.
no matter where you're from or what language you speak, everyone understands the joy of a delicious meal.
Exactly. It connects us all.
And it's so much more than just fuel, you know? There's something really powerful about how food reflects culture and history. Like you can learn so much about a place by what people eat and how they prepare it.
Yeah, it's really fascinating when you think about it. Like the ingredients people use often tell you about the local geography and climate.
Right, like if you're in a coastal region, you're more likely to see a lot of seafood on the menu.
Exactly. And then the way food is prepared, the cooking techniques that often reflects a culture's relationship with things like fire or water. Like think about how many cultures have traditions built around cooking over an open flame.
Totally, like barbecues in the U.S. or grilling asado in Argentina.
Exactly. And then even the way a meal is shared, whether it's a big family style gathering or a more formal dining experience.
It tells you a lot about the social customs, right?
Absolutely. Like in some cultures, sharing food from a communal pot is a sign of hospitality and togetherness.
Yeah, I've experienced that in some Middle Eastern and African cultures. It's such a beautiful way to connect with people.
Absolutely.
So our listeners sent us a bunch of their favorite dishes. It's like a global culinary tour. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts on some of them. Can you maybe walk us through a couple of examples of iconic dishes from different cultures and like what makes them so special?
Oh, definitely. Let's see. How about we start with something from Morocco?
Ooh, I love Moroccan food.
Yeah, it's amazing. Have you ever had Tajin? Yes. Oh, so good.
It's a slow-cooked stew,
Yeah.
usually with meat, vegetables, and then all these incredible spices.
So much flavor.
I know, things like cumin, ginger, saffron.
Yeah.
It's like a flavor explosion.
It is. And I feel like the spices themselves tell a story.
Yeah, totally.
Hmm.
Like Morocco was historically this major trading hub, so their cuisine has influences from all over North Africa, the Middle East, even Asia. And you can really taste that history in the spices they use.
It's fascinating, right? Like you're not just eating a meal, you're tasting centuries of cultural exchange.
Exactly. And then, the way tagine is often served
Yeah.
from a single pot with everyone sharing, that also speaks to Moroccan hospitality.
It's like a symbol of community and coming together.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we've traveled to Morocco. Where else should we go?
Mm. Well, you mentioned sushi earlier, and I think that's a great example of a dish with really deep cultural roots.
Oh, absolutely. And it's so popular worldwide now, but I feel like a lot of people might not know the full story behind it. Yeah, I mean, most people think of sushi as this really modern, trendy food.
Right. All those beautiful rolls and those fancy ingredients.
But actually, the origins of sushi are centuries old. It started as a way to preserve fish.
Really?
Yeah, they used fermented rice to help preserve the fish.
Wow, I had no idea.
Mm.
So it's like the rice was a practical element first, and then it evolved into this whole culinary art form.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's all the etiquette surrounding sushi in Japanese culture.
Oh, yeah, like how to use chopsticks properly.
Right. And the order in which you eat different types of fish.
All those details are so interesting.
Yeah, they reflect the importance of respect and tradition in Japanese culture. It's like every aspect of the sushi experience has meaning.
I love that. It's food for thought, literally.
Right.
Okay, so we've talked about these amazing dishes, but I also want to touch on recipes. You know, those handwritten notes, the stained index cards tucked away in family cookbooks.
Oh, yeah, those are treasures. They're like little pieces of history.
They really are. And I think they speak to how food traditions are passed down through generations.
Absolutely. Like a grandmother's recipe for a certain dish might be slightly different from her daughter's version.
Right, maybe the daughter uses a different type of oil or adds a new spice.
Exactly. And it's not just about the ingredients changing, it's also about how tastes evolve over time.
Yeah, and how available ingredients might be different.
Right. It's like this living history of a family's culinary journey.
I love that. And now with the internet, it feels like the whole world's kitchen is open to us, right?
Definitely. We have access to so many different cuisines and recipes from every corner of the globe. It's incredible.
It's like you can travel the world through food without ever leaving your kitchen.
Exactly.
So I guess what we're saying is food is more than just what's on our plates.
Yeah. It's a reflection of our culture, our history, our families.
And it's a way to connect with people from all over the world.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been such a fun conversation. I'm already thinking about what I want to cook tonight.
Me too.
But before we go, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. What's a dish that holds a special meaning for you, and why? We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy eating.
Happy eating.